for sure.
Brayden is the only name I don't like.
What?
Luke.
All right, y'all. We are back at it with a school pickup line Q&A. You guys asked for it. We're going to do it. Y'all asked us all kinds of questions. This is my wife's phone, and we're just going to read off questions and answer them. We got about 30 minutes before the boys get out of school. The Muffin Man is back there, knocked the fuck out. So we're just going to start off strong and just get into some of these questions. The most liked question on here that I see is, well, story time on how we met is 5,700, but we've done a story time. Can you tell them real quick?
You tell them.
I'll tell them what I remember. How we met, or the first time I seen you? The first time I seen you all the time at school. But she was older than me. Well, no, you.
No, you're older than me. I'm just.
She was one grade above me.
Yeah.
And I used to see her. She used to wear these. What kind of pants were they?
American Eagle.
American Eagle, bubbly old ass. And I would see it in the hallways all the time. So I knew who she was. And then I was friends with her best friend. And just one night, I went to a football game and she was with our mutual friend. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hit her up on Facebook back in the day. That was all we had.
Well, I didn't have Facebook yet. My dad wouldn't let me. But you said you were looking for me, right?
Yeah. I went home and I searched you up on Facebook.
And then as soon as I made a Facebook, he friend requested me and messaged me.
Yeah, and that was it, literally. I was in 10th grade. Was it 9th and 10th or 10th and 11th?
10th and 11th.
Yep. So 10th and 11th. We have been together since. I was in 10th grade. She was in 11th grade.
And then his best friend was dating my best friend. Remember?
Who?
Wade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just different mutual friend that we're talking about. But yeah.
Yeah.
So then my very best friend was dating another one of her best friends. You know, they got so many best friends. Small town. We broke up for a little while. But we ended up getting back together as soon as we graduated. And we've been together ever since. All right. Quick. Another big one was, and I know this one's going to be a fight, but who named the kids? Bullshit.
No, I named Luke and Brody.
Bullshit.
And he named Brayden. So before I even
What? Brody was mine. 100%.
No, absolutely.
Brody.
No. I came home and I told you I like the name Brody.
No.
Yes,
no,
100%. Ma'am. So Luke is, me and him both just immediately agreed on
I think so on Luke. You may have said Luke and I loved it. We went with that. But like, Brody was kids, one. I always thought that Brody was a badass name.
No, I came up with Brody.
No, man. And you're saying I came up with Brayden?
You came up.
That's the softest ass name there is.
Brayden's
you came up with Brayden for sure.
Brayden is the only name I don't like.
What?
Luke. So Luke is Luke Logan after him. Yeah. I wanted him to be Logan Luke, be like a junior.
Yeah. I did not want a junior.
He said no. So he's Luke Logan.
I want him to have his own legacy. Logan's already made a legacy.
Shut up. And then Brody, absolutely obsessed with it.
Brody,
yes, because I was doing ultrasounds at my office, and this mom mentioned the name Brody, fell in love with it, wasn't even pregnant, and then found out Brody was a boy. I was like, okay, Brody. So then Brody's Brody Richard after my dad. So
that's a fucked up name. Brody Richard.
Yeah.
Brody Richard.
And then
Brayden.
I did not want to be pregnant. I was devastated.
That's another question that I don't go there yet. Okay.
So, I just was like, oh my God, we're pregnant. And then we found out he's a boy. So I was like, hey, Logan, this is you. And then
But Brayden Jesse sounds so good.
Yes. So then his dad's name is Jesse.
Yeah.
So we went with Brayden Jesse.
Luke Logan, Brody Richard, and Brayden Jesse.
Yeah.
I came up with Brody.
No, you did
I'm
not.
telling you.
You did not.
And I don't remember who the hell came up with Brayden.
You did. I still have the text messages.
I love it, though. Anyway, all right. That's a good one. All right. This one says, what is your favorite thing about Logan? What is it? Is it my big, fat, juicy heart?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably how funny you are. That's what I liked about you in high school. That's what stood out to me in high school.
That's a good one, but I mean, I have so much more than funny.
Yeah.
It's always the fat, funny motherfucker that gets the girl.
No,
Nah.
my favorite thing is how good of a dad and husband.
There we go.
So.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, no, funny's good. And good dad. I like that. It says, how old are you and Emily?
29.
29. We're both 29.
He's exactly a month older.
We are 1 month apart. I'm 1 month older. She graduated 1 year before I did.
Because he failed kindergarten.
I didn't go to kindergarten. My mama didn't make me go to school for kindergarten, so they suggested me just fucking start over. Are you guys trying for another baby? I talked about this a little bit yesterday in the other video. We're not trying for another baby because, I mean, we try.
My tubes
all
are
the
tied.
time. Give me some, give me some, give me some elbow. Yeah.
My tubes are tied.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Luke and Brody, they're 19 months apart. They were very difficult. Brody came along and, like, turned our world upside down. So, we didn't want any more kids. Then we found out we're pregnant with
Let's start
Brayden.
over. But hold on. And I don't mean to cut you off, but Luke
was the best
baby in the world.
Slept all day long from day one in the hospital.
And that's why we wanted a second kid so bad.
Yes.
Brody came along and fucking rocked our world.
Cry baby.
He was bad. He was bad. So we were like, 2 done.
Yes.
Done, 2 done. And then
we find out we're pregnant with Brayden.
No. But how did? Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? We're finally getting to this
We were
stage.
surprised. Muffin Man was a surprise. He knows that. We tell him all the time.
But we found out we were pregnant with Brayden, and we're like, no, absolutely not happening again. He wouldn't go get a vasectomy because he was big in the gym. He said it was going to mess up his squats.
Yeah, they said, yeah.
So
I wasn't always this fat. I used to like working out, and I was told that if you get a vasectomy, you can't squat heavy weight, and I like squatting.
Yeah, so
she likes squatting too.
Shut up. So, I got my tubes tied, but now I regret it.
Now they're all older, even Brayden. They're all very good. They're very easy. Now it's 3 kids are hard, but like I said yesterday,
you might as well have 4.
Right, going from 1 to 2 changes everything you do.
Yes.
Going from 2 to 3 changes nothing.
Yes.
But
that's
bigger vehicle was the only thing that
mm-hmm.
we had the Explorer with 2 kids, and then we had 3 kids, and we still had the Explorer for 2 years of Brayden's life.
But we needed a bigger car.
We had to get a bigger car. And obviously, if you get 4 kids, you have to have a bigger car. So that's the only thing. And
technically a bigger
we want a
house.
4th kid. IVF. I found that out. IVF. That's what we're looking at.
Yes, because I want another kid, but I also want a girl. Like, I have 3 boys that are completely different. I don't care to have another boy.
So when we had Luke, we wanted a girl. 1 boy, 1 girl. That's what we always said we wanted.
And I was like,
then we had 2 boys.
Way. Luke's
and then
the cutest thing ever.
Right.
We can't have another boy. It won't be.
And then Brody came along. He's the most handsome thing.
Yes, and then Brody
and then
came
Brayden
along,
came,
big,
and they all look so different. They're all so handsome in their own way.
They're all so perfect.
But having 3 boys, for anybody out there, is the coolest freaking thing in the world.
Absolutely love it.
Adding 1 little girl to our family.
The final
little girl that 3 boys can protect. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's a really good question. I like that one. That was, are you guys? All right, I answered this yesterday. It says, what made you start social media? Mine's pretty basic because I've always been trying to do something on social media. But you were always against starting social media. Like, yeah.
I didn't want to do it.
Being a content creator.
Yeah.
We don't say that really much, but what made you start blogging?
You.
Tell the story. This is a good story.
What's the story?
What? So,
okay.
When I started vlogging.
No, okay, so I told him I hated his cringy TikToks.
Okay,
I would go to a store.
Before I started vlogging.
I would go to a store and people would be like, oh my God, your husband, he cracks me up. Because he would make
jokes and
stupid
talk
TikToks.
about like sex stories and just tell I would just tell funny stories.
Yeah.
And people did love that. And it got me to 75,000 followers, which is amazing.
And then I was like,
I'd never vlogged a day in my life before this.
Yeah, I was like, you should do a vlog. It'll be so much better.
Yeah. She really, at the time, liked Kylie Pitts and a couple other ones. I never really watched vlogs, but I started to, and I was like, you know what? Like I told you yesterday, I don't want to tell the whole story again, but we went to the jumping place, and you asked me to vlog. Short story. You loved it. All of our family loved it. I kept doing it. That's not what we're saying. What got you to vlogging? She was in my vlogs a lot, obviously. And everybody was like, when's Mama going to do her first vlog? When's Mama going to do her first vlog? She had a TikTok page with no videos on it, and people were still following her like crazy. So, I guess I'll tell the story. I laid in bed one night. Before I even convinced her to do her first vlog, I knew that the hard part for her was to do the voiceover. And because that is the hardest part, coming up with stuff to say.
I'm really shy.
Right, exactly. And so I laid in bed one night, and I just wrote, I got on my notes on my phone, and I basically wrote a complete script for her to say. A complete script. And I told her, I said, just tomorrow, vlog your normal day. Vlog your normal day.
I had a busy day.
Yep.
Braden went to his first dentist appointment, went shopping, had all kinds of stuff to do.
So I sent her, she read it, she liked it. I mean, it was just, it wasn't like a normal vlog where you're saying what you're going to do at each step. It was kind of just introducing herself, that kind of stuff. And it made it so simple for her just to read the script. That's the one and only time she has ever read a script. From that point on, that video got how many views and likes?
Over 1 million.
It got over 1 million. Her very first video hit over 1 million. She was hooked. The amount of support that she had got from that video, and if you go back and read it, you can or listen to it, you can tell she was kind of reading from it. You just weren't comfortable.
Yeah.
But since then, oh my God, it's like it's your calling.
I think I did 2 or 3 videos, and I was in the Creators Fund.
Right, you did so amazing. It's so good. That's how she got started. I've been trying to do the shit for so long. But yeah, very good question. Very good question. There's so many questions. Oh, good one right here. Well, I mean, this is a quick question. How old were y'all when y'all had Luke?
I was on my 21st birthday. I couldn't have my first legal drink because I was pregnant with him. So
we were 21? Because I really didn't know.
Yeah.
See, I thought we were 20.
21.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. We were both 21. Pretty simple.
Why don't we have a driveway? That's a good one. We get asked that.
Nobody asked that, but they ask that all the freaking time.
On every video.
Why don't we have a driveway?
Because,
this is a good one. We'll do this one first. Because, you go ahead. We're cheap as fuck.
Well, we built our house as debt-free as possible.
Yes.
So anything that wasn't a necessity, we took out of the budget and we paid cash for. So there's a lot of things, upgrades or things in our house that we paid cash for because we lived in his mom's pool house, like a mother-in-law suite type thing, basically for free. And we saved up all of our money, all that good stuff. And we paid cash for a lot of things. So concrete was one of the things that.
Right.
Plus, we literally live at the back of our property.
It's a long driveway. We're going to do a driveway.
Yeah.
We always plan on doing a driveway. We want a real pretty driveway, trees up each side. We're going to do a driveway.
Barn,
yeah.
So
we just knew that houses were getting expensive, and we were trying to get in there as quick as possible. So we had a budget, and we had to stay under the budget. We knew just get the house there, and everything will come later. So the driveway will come. This one says, when did you guys decide to build your house and why? I think that's a great question.
So in 2019? Right?
So we'll give you a backstory. In 2016, me and her, right? Mm-hmm. Purchased our first home together. Beautiful home. In town, though. That's the only key to this. It was in town. Beautiful home.
Not even on half an acre.
Not on a little piece of property. And where we live out in even our little town. You know, property is a big thing. But we bought the house in town. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was going to be our house forever. And then our boys are just outside boys. They were growing. Luke, we had Luke and Brody, both learning how to ride a bike. The street was a busy street. We knew for a fact that we wanted to buy property and build a house. And then we sold it in 2019. Mm-hmm. So we sold it right before 2020. And we made profit on the house, and we bought property. We thought we were going to be able to build immediately. Well, in 2020, everything happened, and house price, or the price of everything, skyrocketed. It was unbelievable. So we thought we'd be able to wait it out. It just never went back down. Still to this day, it never went back down. So we knew that it's now or never, because we were living 5 people, and for a little bit in my mom's pool house, which is a 1-bedroom house outside of her house. 1 bedroom, 1 bath.
Kitchen.
It's big, but it's set up beside a pool. And we were living in there, all sleeping in 1 bedroom for a year almost. And then when housing prices still didn't come down, we knew whatever, we had to pull the trigger. So we had already, I guess I skipped the whole story. I mean, we did, when we sold our house, we found the property, perfect property. We purchased it, and then we were going to wait to build just a little bit, save some money up. And then everything freaking skyrocketed. And, baby's starting to wake up. And then when we went ahead and signed on our house, we had to get out of the pool house because we were just on top of each other. So we signed a 1-year lease on a rental in town. We rented there just while the house was being built. And as soon as the house was built, we moved into the house. So yeah, we didn't always know, because we purchased a house in town. But after having the boys and being in town, we knew that we needed to be outside of town for everything that we wanted to do. So yeah. Was Logan always a helpful kind of partner, or did Emily have to train him? And if so, how?
He's always been helpful.
Since Luke came home.
Yeah. Like, I'd come home, I'd have a doctor's appointment, I'd come home, and he would clean the entire house. When Brody came along and we didn't get any sleep, he would
This will be our last
take
question.
Brody to the living room and sleep with him and let me get some sleep, and just always been
So here's what I'll tell you. I don't feel like I was a very motivated person before I had kids. Does that make sense? I may have been, but I don't feel like I had passion for anything before we had kids. Even in my career, I was still young, obviously younger than 20. But in my career, I don't even feel like I had passion. After we had Luke, a light switch flipped in me, and just I found passion in everything I did. Being a dad, being a husband, even at work, everything flip-flopped. So I give all that credit to Luke. We had no idea what we were doing, but he is basically taught us. He's grown up with us. Does that make sense? He has taught us. So I may have always been helpful since we've had Luke. I don't know. I don't remember being that helpful before we had kids. He lit a fire in me that's never went out. Everything we do is for our kids. Every decision we make is for our kids and our family. But yeah, guys, listen, we are 20 minutes into this. This has been a crazy, time has just flown by. This is fun. Did you have fun? Mm-hmm. She did not want to do this, guys.
No.
She was about to take a nap in the school line.
Yeah.
I was like, honey, we got to do it. We've never done a Q&A. It's a long vlog. If you made it all the way through it, we love you. Ask more questions. There was 2,000 comments on that video, and we just answered maybe 6 or 7, 8 questions. I don't even know. So we will do more, but the line's starting to move. It is 3 o'clock on the dot. So yeah. All right, guys. Love y'all.
Love y'all.